500 BC. We the original MUUR of the planet. These are the oldest people on the face of the earth with knowledge. So don't come to me with that African shit. Roll the corn. It ain't nowhere near older than my land I live on right now. We just don't know where the spot's at because they didn't hid it. Y'all remember Winnemucca, Nevada, and start going there because it's Pyramid Lake and they pulled our ancestors out of there looking just like this, buried. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. We know the truth now. The Smithsonian, the Supreme Court ruling forced the Smithsonian to release classified papers dating from the early. They trying to make them people show the truth. Smithsonian is hiding it. The Supreme Court try to make them show it. They still hiding it. Them people got a place in there called the mystery box. It's a place in the Smithsonian called the mystery box. They got all our stuff in there. I found the receipt. Called the mystery lockup, the mystery safe. Some crazy shit. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. 9-foot skeleton, Indiana, was shipped to the Smithsonian, where it is immediately went into the memory hole. That's the name of it. The memory hole. It's called the memory hole in the Smithsonian. That's where they keep all our stuff at. We know the name now. 656 ivory beads coming from mastodons. A mastodon been extinct 10,000 years. This man was wearing mastodon ivory beads on his neck, shipped to the memory hole of the Smithsonian, never to be seen again. 9 foot. Truth got the picture. This ain't nothing fake. Ain't nothing fake. Look at it. 9 feet tall. The first man to ever walk this planet. The first bloodline to ever walk this damn planet. Intermarried. Nowhere near the Nile. Nowhere near the Fertile Crescent. This the bloodline that made the boats that went to the Nile and the Fertile Crescent. You get it? Because when we pulled up, we was already sharp. When we pulled up, we was already sharp as a ninja knife. Pull up looking like what we was. Already advanced. When nothing primitive going on when we made a boat and went over there. These are the ancestors of them people. And they our ancestors too, because some of this bloodline, most of it didn't even leave the land. Some of it did, most of it didn't. That's why we sitting in the southeast. This bloodline right here. You ain't here for nothing, people. You don't just pop from nowhere. You didn't fall out of space. No, that's a lie. It's hunter-gatherer shit. Sorry for cussing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. 700 ivory beads, 5 copper bracelets made for a king. Excavation was done from the top of a mound, from the top of the mounds, people. See that? 500 seashells. That's where the indigo come from, people. That's where the purple and blue indigo come from of the Hebrew and the indigo children. The seashells make indigo, blue, and Hebrew purple. We've been had it 10,000 years ago knowing about this. Obsidian It's made for shamans. They bury shamans, nature's people, with obsidian. This is the corn curriculum 101, Indigenous Naga. Come on in the classroom. Roll the corn. Look. Hieroglyphs. More heavily debated hieroglyphs found in the area where these skeletons at. Why you got hieroglyphs, copper, obsidian, and ivory beads in America older than everywhere else? Ivory was a luxury in Egypt, people, and Samaria, right? Ivory. We all know the oldest elephants, mammals, come from North America. That's where we learned about ivory from. You didn't learn it from Africa. Right? Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Ivory was highly prized luxury material in ancient Sumer, utilized for the elite people. Everybody didn't have it. Right? They try to say it's sourced from Syrian elephants, then later imported. They imported, huh? Then later they were imported, huh? Okay. We get it. We get it. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. That's a whole nother lecture. The second vault, about 2 feet from the skeletons, was found a stone that has been subject to controversy on the part of antiquarians. Some claim it was a hoax. This is the stone they found with the mound builder, with Proto-Canaanite languages all over it. That's a fact. This ain't no damn hoax. Y'all are lying to my people. These are melanated people with Hebrew languages written on stone, older than everything across the water. Quit playing with us. Roll the corn. This is not a hoax. 95% of frauds turn out to be true, they say. This is what the Smithsonian say. Smithsonian was the first to declare the tablets fraudulent. They don't even have no expert language speakers, but y'all gonna try to say it's fraudulent. Y'all don't have nobody who could break these languages, but y'all gonna say it's a fraud. The Smithsonian is hiding our history in America. That's a fact. The Carnegie Museum claims possession of 8 to 9 foot tall giant, Philadelphia. Roll the corn. They still got this stuff. Prehistoric race inhabited this area before the Native American. That's what they're trying to tell you. Prehistoric race inhabited this area before the Native American. They call it American Indian, but that ain't really what that is. It's a Native American, because the mound builders became the melanated American Indian, but Native Americans are not the people who built the mounds. The torso and portions of the big skeleton were shipped to Carnegie Museum. Hidden. Let's keep going. Smithsonian removes tons of artifacts and skeletons from an Alabama cave. Tons. See that? Man's oldest known in the southeast of America. Damn. I told you that. Tons of artifacts out of Alabama cave. Tons of them. Ain't no telling what they pulled out. They might have pulled a whole Whole sarcophagus out of there made of wood and gold. You're like Egypt. You don't know what come out of there. Let's go through this. Russell Cave, Alabama. Let's go look that up. Because I want y'all to look at these places and make sure they real places, right? I think that says Russell Cave. Russell Cave, Alabama. Let's go look. Is it real truth? Is Russell Cave real? Yes, it is. So help us, ancestors. It's right there. Look at that. The Russell Cave Monument, National Monument. That's crazy work. Look at that. Roll of corn. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the water inside the cave, people. Look at the clear water coming from the earth inside the cave. That's why we was in there. Natural spring water. Flowing right out the cave. You could drink it. It's coming out the earth cool, 60 degrees at all times, people. I already researched this type of stuff. It's coming out the earth, the coolest, best water. Look at that. Look at that. Fire. And look at they try to put a hunter-gatherer, stick a hunter-gatherer on the picture of Russell Cave, caveman. See what I'm saying? You hunter-gatherer. See, this stuff's so old, they was pulling different materials out of these caves, man, building things with them. These are quarries, stuff like that. Roll the corn. There's some old pictures I think I found. Hold on, let's look at this a little deeper. This is wild. NPShistory.com. These are our places. We got to start going back to these places. These hunter-gatherers are just sitting around in our places. They got a whole book about the cave. Look at this. National Monument, Alabama. Let's keep looking. Let's see if we got some tools in here. Look at that. See if we find some artifacts on this page. I bet if an artifact pop up, and I ain't never looked at this page, but if an artifact pop up, watch it have some of our teaching on there. Watch. I just want to see if they're going to show one. Normally, they show one on these books. The site and the excavation. Prehistoric floods. Let's keep looking. Russell Cave. Map adjacent to South Central Tennessee. It's part of Tennessee. It's hooked up to Tennessee. This the entrance. Entrance is with two chambers looking north. The two chambers looking north. Look at that. Large blocks of limestone. Large blocks of limestone lay on unexcavated field at the entrances of occupied chambers looking northeast. Limestone. I told y'all what was there. I already told you. I ain't even looked at this. I know the limestone. This is where they pulled it out and built a lot of these buildings out of these type of places right here that we don't know nothing about. And then we be buried there with all our artifacts because that's where we pulled the limestone to build them Capitol buildings later down in history. That's a fact. How many pages this got? Let me see. Look at that. Hunter-gatherers all in there scraping on the wall. See what I'm saying? We on the hunter-gatherer ain't even 10 years old. Get his ass out of there. You don't even know what he's doing. I'm going to go through the research just a little more. I ain't going to hold us up on a lecture with this. But as you see limestone of the Mississippian age, at the foot, limestone of the Mississippi. I'm going to go through the research just a little more. I ain't going to hold us up on a lecture with this. But age at the foot or on the lower slopes of valleys that indent the Cumberland Plateau, South. Getting a download. Let me check it first. Let me check and see what's going on, because this is crazy. That's why the old newspaper is very, they're gonna show you what the truth is. It's gonna show you. I gotta go back and find that. I'm gonna find that part to go with that. It's there. I gotta look a little deeper. Russell's Cave. Where we was at? Right here. That's the cave, people. Russell Cave. 7,000 BC, people. We talking real old. The Smithsonian excavated the cave several years ago, and now it's a wrap. We know nothing else. This receipt's so blurry. I don't even want to. It's some stuff in here, but it's so blurry. But I want y'all to look at this right here. One part of this blurry receipt is very powerful. Watch this. Aztecs. We're talking about Indians now. Watch this. Some of the tribes told Christopher Columbus. Some of the told Christopher Columbus that they descended from a great chieftain who had 12 sons. That's all I want y'all to read in this whole receipt. Now I got two of this receipt. Some of the tribes told Columbus that they descended from a chieftain who had 12 sons. Where y'all heard that before it? Where the hell have y'all heard 12 sons from a chief, from a leader? Not the 12 zodiacs. In the Bible. Jacob. Y'all know something. Jacob. What's Jacob's other name, people? What's the other name of Jacob? What's the other name of Jacob? Not Yaakov. Israel. There you go. Who said that first? Raw food eater. You got an A plus. Because ain't nowhere in the hell the Indians talking about they come from the 12 sons of a chief. And then you go to the Bible and you get Jacob Israel, later named Israel, with how many sons? 12. Shit is fucking crazy. This shit is crazy. Bro, this is crazy, bro. Receipts. Elite receipt game, man. If it ain't elite, you can have a seat over there with the Moors. People are literally, this is our story turned into a religion. A hijacked whole story people's culture turned to religion, and hunter-gatherers will die, and hunter-gatherers like the and ran with it, bro. And they ran with it. One more time, because I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this now. One more time, because y'all know I don't play. I want y'all to screenshot this stuff, man. It says Christopher Columbus, the tribes. Now watch this. Let's start at the top. This receipt elite. This receipt is elite. Let's start at the top. Columbus found the same tradition among the natives in Cuba that he found in North America. I'm finna show you. The same tradition in Cuba that he found in America. I'm finna show it to you. Stick with me. Because all these Cuban and Haitian and Jamaican people be acting like we different. No. Y'all gonna have to stop this shit. Y'all my people now, but I ain't gonna let y'all do that. Y'all was speaking the same dialect we was with the same damn people. Y'all ain't got no exotic ass languages. Same people. Just a different form of paleo. Let's keep looking. Now, Cuba, Christopher Columbus now. Not only the Exodus story of the flood was familiar to the Indians, these natives told the great discovery of the American continent when the flood had abated the great chief, suffered sacrifices. Then he built a vineyard, became intoxicated on wine, and was disgraced by one of his own, one of his sons. Some of the tribe told Columbus that they descended from a great chief who had 12 sons. Quotations from the book of Exodus, Deuteronomy, were written upon parchment encased within a rawhide and covered with pitch, which was found in an old mound in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Oh, shit. The history was wrote down on parchment paper and found in a mound? Where at, Truth? Man, I'm finna retire, bro. I'm finna retire. I'm just gonna hand it on down. Y'all can have it. Cause this is out of control, bro. If I keep on reading this stuff every day, bro, I gotta pull up on some people, bro. I can't just sit here and keep reading this every day. I can't do it. I'd have maxed out on receipts. I'd have maxed out on receipts. It's time to really kick some ass at this point. I'm maxed out. I'm burnt out. I want to at least, hopefully, I get the land soon and get the farming, put my hands in the dirt, and I could, find me something else to do. Linking back with nature, because this right here it infuriates me bad, people. This right here is the most hurtful thing that we can hear ever. True enough, I want to learn this stuff, but this stuff hurt. Every time I break a code or get a download or a story, start to see a story that just wiped our history off the whole planet, bro. I'm starting to see a story that just literally wiped our story off the planet, bro. Didn't nobody even care about them mounds, people. I remember when I first got on TikTok, I used to say something about a mound and a pyramid. But I'm sitting here studying it, and I'm like, bro, the mound got to be the answer face. But I'm serious. So I keep on, no matter what people tell me I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm talking about. I kept on searching the mounds. Kept searching the, what's in these mounds? Why are they so? This is what's in them right here. Watch this. Watch this now. Quotations from the book of Exodus and Deuteronomy were written upon a parchment encased within a raw hide and covered with pitch, which was found in an old mound in Pittsfield, Massachusetts in 1815. Stop right there. Y'all know what I'm about to do. Y'all already know. Roll the coin. Pittsfield, Massachusetts, huh? It's something there, Truth. We got to go look at the spot. Let's go find the spot. Rock mounds in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Some believe are Native American burials and ceremonial sites. Others suggest they are remnants of colonial farming. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Region has history of European settlements. In 1815, the discovery of Jewish tefillin in an Indian in an Indian hill, a Jewish tefillin. Same shit they're talking about in the newspaper now. You just gotta find a receipt and ask stay hunter gathering. Roll the coin. Tefillin, Jewish. Hold on. Jewish tefillin. A tefillin. 2 small black leather boxes contain the Torah parchment, scrolls, worn by men of the head or on a non-dominant arm during weekend morning prayer. That's the new stuff. It's two small leather boxes. So we had the raw box, Massachusetts. Let's keep going. Whoa! What is this right here? Look at that. See that? In Pittsfield? In Pittsfield, Old Square. See that Pittsfield right there? Where the mounds at, Truth? Find the mounds, Truth. Find the mounds, Truth. Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Y'all are pulling out ancient history of melanated Indians with the same story on it that's in the Bible. I can't get no deeper than that. It ain't gonna get no deeper than that. You kick all the knowledge in the world, you can't get no deeper than that. We know the motherfucking truth now. We know the truth now. Roll the coin. Them stories, the Mormons, them Amish, the government, all them people got all our stuff coming out them mounds, all our ancient records. They still got it. The mound's still there today. There you go right there. Pittsfield, Mass. There you go. Let's go back and look at the paper. Right there. Pittsfield, Mass. Right there in that area. Pittsfield, Mass. Right there. Hebrew writings. There you go right there. Hebrew, ancient, written in ancient Hebrew. Written in ancient Hebrew. Pittsfield, Mass. Mounds. Here you go right there. There you go. You think it's a joke? You think I give a fuck about mythology? You think I give a damn about your alien story or mythology, your reptilians? Our people put ancient Hebrew in these mounds in real life. We ain't talking about no shit you just made up for content. I don't care nothing about that. That's foolishness. I don't care nothing about you talking about your monetary system or your aliens or your reptilians or The white folks got bugs in their head, controlling their brain. I don't care nothing about this shit. My ancestors were buried here with the most ancient languages of teachers on the face of the earth, and they act like it's just a dirt mound. It's just a dirt mound. Don't worry about the truth. It's not just a dirt mound. These folk got whole towns on top of this stuff, bro. Look at that. People ride by that every day, not knowing that they got a connection to biblical. It's somebody living in their house right there, don't know that biblical things come right there up the street from your house. They don't even know. They just out there barbecuing chicken. And right here is the most ancient biblical writings ever coming right here in America. They ride by to go to the gas station every day, come down the street, go light, don't even pay attention to it. Our history. Right there. If I ever get back up that way, I'm going out there. That's why I remember this stuff. And I hope that History Channel stuff jump off. I'm going to all these places. Because these are the places they will not show our people. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go back to that receipt. Let's go back to that receipt. Now, look what it say now. Before the captivity by Nebuchadnezzar, their captivity of the jewels of God, jewels of nature. This happened before Nebuchadnezzar teaching captured the people. So the Nebuchadnezzar teaching come from overseas. That's later down the line. They're telling you this happened before that because they're writing things that happened before that happened. Now, roll the coin. Nebuchadnezzar, 605 BC. Right? Babylonian captivity. Book of Daniel. So what they're saying is, whatever they wrote on that paperwork coming out that mound happened before this. Because the story they're writing about happened before this. So therefore, they're now let me explain something to y'all. This is how they lie to you. Now, Pittsfield mounds, how old? Now let's go look at how they lie to you in real time. How old are them mounds? Pittsfield, Massachusetts, Fort Hill, Indian Hill. How old? Give me a date. These people say the archaeological finds in Massachusetts, they say Middlesboro, but they ain't talking about Pittsfield. Middlesboro is 8,000 years old. Middlesboro, they're not telling me how old Pittsfield is, though. But I'm going to go keep looking. Indian Hill, Pittsfield. Trying to get a date. Now, they would tell us that this mound, oh, it's 800 years old. It's 1,000 years old. It's 1200 AD. Bro, this mound is 8,000 BC years old, bro. Y'all done took off a whole 7,000, 8,000 years off the mound, bro. How y'all gonna do that? Y'all talking about the mound in Mississippi, oh, it's 1,000 years old. Bro, that mound 10,000 BC, bro. Oh, it's a Native American mound built 800 years. That mound 8,000 years old. Not no 800. We talking before biblical time. That's at least 2,000 years, people. We got us fucked up. So what he's saying in his paperwork, the Nebuchadnezzar story, is after whoever wrote this ancient Hebrew. This Nebuchadnezzar story is after that, so they dated back before this Nebuchadnezzar character, right? Let's keep going. That's fire. That is fire. Now, something else I want to show y'all. Among the American Indians, there are a great many of the old Hebrew traditions, magnificent monuments left by their ancestors. Magnificent monuments left by their ancestors. What monuments you think they talking about? Them buildings, them pyramids, the mounds. Beautiful monument by your ancestors. They try to say they Tartarian, but nah. Aliens done it now. That's why I always told you I believe in ancestry. Capitol buildings, I believe in ancestry. I don't believe in nothing of a being that I have never saw done or got. I know my people lived for a fact. They got things left here to let me know they was here. So don't play with me. Anybody come playing with me talking about all that off the wall stuff, I don't want to hear none of it, bro. People buried there right where history is at. It's just hidden, right? So he said these Indians were doing Hebrew things, people. Indians being a descendant of an old jewels of God, jewels of nature race. There's an old Jewish race. Oh, the real Jews, the real jewels of God, jewels. That's what they're trying to tell you. Roll the. That's fire. That is fire. Let's keep going. I hate that receipt because it's so hard to read, people. Let's keep going. Toltecs had paintings and representing a garden with a single tree in the midst of it and a woman. It was well understood among the Toltecs that this figure represented the first woman of the entire human race. The mother of the entire human race, the Toltecs. That's fire. We're finna get deeper. We're finna get deeper. Right? Entitled the book called American Hebrews. That's who James Adair. That's the book I always show y'all. With the same words as an Indian, same words as a Hebrew. See Canaan, Canaan, Canaan. This is Hebrew. This is ancient, the ancient language. This is English. So therefore, Hebrew, when it got over to this side of the world, they had put the K, right? And let me explain what I'm trying to show you with that before I move on, so you can understand it. K-E-K-A-N-E-E-N is Hebrew. N-A-A-N is English. So we all know, right? We all know. Now check this out. I want y'all to learn this. Now our people were saying Canaan with a K. With a C, it's English. It's the English, Latin, Greek term. Canaan in the Bible is the English, Latin, Greek term. Translation of the Hebrew word with the K. You see it? Before I move on, do you see it? Latin, Canaan, Greek, then you get the K from the Hebrew. I'm teaching you straight how it's taught, people. I'm teaching you straight from the I just get the whole download long time ago back then. Some man write about that word, and then I found the books. So now let's go back and look at that one more time. When you melanated Indians in America using Canaan. So when and the reason they get this word is because our ancient ancestors went to the Mediterranean Sea and built in Jerusalem. They built in Tyre and Sidon and Lebanon, in Morocco, ancient Spain, ancient Libya. We built cities there. Athens, Greece, all that shit ours. We bought that language after, but this is the original word coming from us, which is Proto-Canaanite. Proto-Canaanite is the oldest petro-style petroglyph language, right? That's where they come from. Now, if we the original people of that, because the mound builder culture created that language for us, and we still use it because they are our ancestors. All right, right here on this phone. You the real jewel of God, jewel of nature, right here on this phone. Watching this live. You the real one. You the real deal. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. You good? You the real Dr. Pepper. Roll the corn. Your grandma down there in the southeast, you the real deal. See, I ain't finna get out here and play with y'all, bro. All they trying to hide the knowledge and I'm gonna give them this and hold this back and no, bro. Y'all are the jewels of nature that turned into the jewel, the real Jews. That's where the word Jew come from, the jewels of God and nature. Really, it was nature first, then it was God second. The God means the jewels of God, people. So Gullah, Geechee, them people are the jewels of nature and God. It's just that simple. You got to know the words. Put an SE in front of Gullah and go look what it means. Go see what it means. It's gonna blow your mind. Instead of screaming Gullah, put the SE on there. Don't just say Gullah, nigga. Say I'm Gullah. That's what you is. All you Gullah Geechee people, you are Gullah. That's where the Gullah Geechee come from. Before I get to going, because I got some new people in here, I want to show y'all this. Before I get to going, I want to show you who the real people is. Roll the coin. The real deal. Man, what's going on with it? Here we go. Hold on. Sagullah. Hebrew term, special treasure, highly valued, carefully guarded possession, often compared to the king's jewels. Biblical, right? Biblical, you are the jewels of God. They will be special. God tells Israel they will be Sagullah, special treasure above all people if they keep his covenant. See, that's where we went wrong. This is where we went wrong. This is where they fucked us up at right there. That's where we went wrong. We tried to be, they turned us God's treasure. But really, that's where we went wrong. God's covenant was not what they told you in the Bible. The covenant was you learn nature and teach it to everybody around the world. So the world can prosper. It's nature's covenant. The Ark of the Covenant had corn in the Ark of the Covenant. That's how they switch the knowledge up on you. You try to please God through his covenant with Sagullah, the jewels of God, but you got to please nature. That's the real covenant. Because nature is the only thing that's true, and it fed your people. Now, they switch God and nature, people. And I'm finna show you that with the Messiah part. I'm finna show you that. Roll the corn. I'm finna show you. We know the truth now. I ain't forgot about the title. Y'all stick with me. I had to show y'all that to show y'all this. Right? I had to show y'all that to show y'all. I got a bunch of more receipts. I might well go and roll all of them out. Let's get it. Now, how many people knew that there was, walking distance of Lexington, Kentucky, a city buried with catacombs have been unearthed there, revealing mummies in a wood, a state of preservation as any that ever came out of the catacombs of Egypt? What did these ancient people who buried their dead there acquire the art of embalming, if not from children of Israel, from Egypt? Embalming such as the Egyptians and the ancient Americans knew implied sturdy in the resurrection of the body. Right outside of Lexington, Kentucky. Fire. Let's keep going. Give me a 2 in the chat. Put some corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Corn, corn, corn. Corn, corn, corn. Roll the corn. All right. Western Hemisphere. North and South America. Every tribe, right? Every tribe. Every last one of these tribes. Every tribe. Stories of the children of Israel reappear in one form or another. Every tribe in America, every one of them. I told y'all. See, these idiots try to split your language, split your people. They so damn stupid. We speak Creole. We either Haiti different from Mississippi, and Mississippi different from Brazil. And you a damn lie. You're not gonna split my people up in my face, bro. You can do that in front of somebody who is an idiot. I'm not gonna sit there and let you do it. Nah. We've been split too fucking long. I'm not gonna let y'all sit on this internet and lie to my people and make up all this rhetoric, bro. And I don't know about to say nothing to y'all. Y'all gotta prove this shit y'all saying. From now on, y'all got to prove what y'all are saying, bro. You can't get over here and say anything no more and get you a like, or you can't do that no more. I'm putting too much pressure on y'all niggas. Y'all finna tell the truth, all y'all. You have to separate Tamari no more. Them Indians that went to the islands come from mound builders from North America. That's a fact. Same way we come from mound builders of North America. We're not finna divide our people no more with languages and teachings from overseas. I don't want to hear y'all niggas teach about no French, no Ottoman. I don't care about no Moors from North Africa. I don't care about no melanated from Europe. He ain't done shit for us. King James ain't done nothing for us. Y'all keep claiming James like he's some type of saint. The rainbow color King James. I'm a descendant of King James. I don't give a damn. I'm not. That is a hunter-gatherer. He 50% barbarian, and he probably got a drop of our blood. Berber means barbarian. Tartars are barbarians. Just because we mixed with a barbarian don't make them better than us. We just upgraded them. So Moors are mixed with our blood, and Berbers and Amazigh, barbarians' blood. They not us. Y'all quit trying to claim that. And hey, you little bright-skinned cat. You little Moorish bright-skinned dude. Little hunter-gatherer, you got some of that Berber blood in your veins. Talking about the Mississippi buildings made by Moors, you a lie. And don't make me pull the receipts out. You got the right one, baby. Because I got whole video clips of them buildings in the Mississippi Delta with the Moorish keyhole. Y'all like to call the Moorish architecture. Ain't Moorish architecture. That was in mound form first. The keyhole on the front of the building, y'all like to call Moors. The mound builders done that first, brother, because we got mounds shaped like keyholes. Then as you grow into the knowledge, you start to build with brick. And you put that same keyhole on the front of it. See, you don't know that, though. You think it's Moorish. It went over there way before it left here, big dog. It went over there way before it left the land. What do you think our people were doing before all these hunter-gatherers came? Building structures. The circle and the dot. Indigenous Naga. You right on time. You align with the ancestors because you speaking what I need to. You speaking. I gotta skip the lecture now just to show you something. No, we'll get back to it. Stick with me, Naga. I ain't gonna mess the lecture up. Circle with the dot. You exactly right. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Now, pre-Aztec civilizations was flourishing, but recently, the remainder of a temple has been found upon the site of their former Mecca. Their Mecca. The temple marked with the same Masonic symbols that were carved upon Solomon's temple. Return back to the Mecca in America. Solomon's temple. Same Masonic symbols. They're not Masonic symbols, hunter-gatherers. Those are not Masonic symbols. That's what they try to call our ancient symbols. So why, in America, on Aztec temples that they make a Mecca back to, there are Masonic symbols that look like Solomon's temple? Let's go look at the symbol on Solomon's temple. Now, my boy just said the circle with the dot. My boy just said it in the circle with the dot. Do y'all see the circle with the dot on this Solomon seal? Look at it. Do you see the circle in the dot? Do you see Tanit? Tanit as it grew through history. Tennessee, Tanit, Ta'anit, the princess of nature. Now, they go to circle in the dot of Hebrew. There you go right there. What I tell y'all that circle and that dot represent? What did I tell y'all the circle and the dot represent? If your daughter's name is Tanisha or Tamara or any of that, you gotta roll the coin. A yin, the sun, right? Now, if this is a yin, the sun, what are we doing? Truth. What are we doing? What are yin doing? So what is these right here? Zodiacs, people. Going around the first cross of the Mississippian and the X of the Middle Hebrew. Roll the coin. You get it now? This is the sacred science of astrology. These are the master builders. Because Solomon is a master builder. Solomon hooked up with the Phoenician king and they built these buildings. Am I right? Let's go look. Because I want y'all to know who involved in this beautiful teaching right here. Solomon and the Phoenician king right, building temple. King Solomon partnered with King Hiram of Tyre, a Phoenician city, our goddamn city. Over there, Hiram supplied the cedar wood and the cypress wood because he's from Tyre. He has a Tyre bloodline. They are using Tyre wood to build the first temple in Jerusalem. Just like I taught y'all. Let me show you the receipt. Yeah, our people built that. That cedar wood built them boats. That big Kofu boat was built out that same cedar wood that built the first temple. That Kofu boat that's in the pyramid in Egypt is built from the same wood that the first temple of Jerusalem is made from. So he, the Sidonian King Hiram, to come help him. Solomon provided the labor and agricultural products. They say wheat and oil, but it could be corn. The project lasted 7 years. Interesting. King Hiram. Where are these names coming from? Where are these names coming from? Right? Where the hell are these names coming from? Hiram is an incorporated community located in Wilkerson County, Mississippi. Wilkerson County, Mississippi. Right? Wilkerson County. Wilkerson County, Mississippi. Right? Roll the corn. Or mounds. Watch this. Or mounds in Wilkerson County, Mississippi. Let's go look. Hell yeah. These the ancestors of them people called Hiram. King Hiram, his name come from the land. Hiram, right? His name come from the land. He's a Sidonian. The real name of the Phoenicians are Sidonians. Hiram, Mississippi. Sidon, Mississippi. See, they're way over their head. Winterville Mounds sit right there. Winterville, one of the biggest mounds in America, sits right there outside of Sidon, 2 or 3 miles away. And there you have it. Whoop, whoop, Winterville Mound Museum. Mound builders, the ancient ones, the bloodline of King Hiram and the Sidonians, which is the Phoenician, come right off the Mississippi Delta. Where the hell is Winterville Mounds? MS Delta. There you go right there. There you go. You got it now? You got it? Okay, you got it now. You see what's going on. Roll the corn. Them same palm trees the Phoenicians had in the Mississippi Delta. Them same pomegranates the Phoenicians had found in the Mississippi Delta. They gonna lie to you and say they didn't. The same corn they took over there, Mississippi Delta. Figs, Mississippi Delta. Oranges, yeah, it grew down there too. Roll the corn. Dalit. There you go, Royal League. Dalit. Dalit is Delta. Dalit is Hebrew. Now, Delta is Greek. Nile ain't even the original name of that river over there, people. Our river wasn't called no Great Nile over here. The Mississippi River, the Great Nile. No, Nile is Greek. We got a Hebrew name for our rivers. And I already deciphered that. Y'all go back and look at the old videos. Listen, bro. They changed the name of all this stuff. The Nile Delta. No. Delta or the Nile ain't our language. That shit, but it comes from a Hebrew term. Not y'all. Y'all be watching, Mike. Y'all be learning, man. I be thinking y'all don't remember this shit. Nachal is the real name. Just like you get the name Natchez Indian. The Nachal River, Natchez Indians, the Snake people. I done broke about 185 codes in 2 months. Nachal come from Natchez. The real Nile River name is Nachal over there. Not over here, over there. Road, go look. All you gotta do is go look. I ain't gonna lie to you. Solomon's Temple. Solomon's Temple. Look at these mounds. Look at that mound right there. Look at the mound. Solomon's little temple area, mounds, mound, buildings on mounds, mounds everywhere. Mounds everywhere. These are mound builders evolving into construction of whole buildings. Now, New Jerusalem, or the fake Jews, built over our city. You get it? This is the first Jerusalem. Then the Edomite, the fake Jew, build a second temple in New Jerusalem. Now, the third temple is on the way from some more hunter-gatherers, disgracing our land. They're going to send a red cow over to Jerusalem from America, cut his neck right on top of the first temple of our people in Jerusalem. Cut it throat, disgrace our temple, build theirs on top. Do you get it? You get it? You feel me? You dig me? You smell me? Roll the card. You get it? These people are literally growing red heifers, bro. They are growing red heifers in Texas. They find the most beautiful red heifer they can grow in Texas, ship his ass to Jerusalem. You think this shit? I got a whole live about that. When they get ready to build a third temple, disgrace our people the second time, they gonna cut the throat of the red heifer right on the damn steps of the first temple. Then Trump and all his Jewish people, Trump and all his constituents, they look funny looking their ass up in there and sit down in the new kingdom, Jerusalem. When he sit down, it automatically makes him the Antichrist. It's a reason I'm teaching you like that. It's a reason I'm teaching you like this because Antichrist don't mean what you think it means. You think he going against God. Nah, he going against you. He not going against ain't no God for him to go against. He going against your ancestors' teaching and your people. Because I'm finna show y'all who Christ is. Way before a book was ever written. And show y'all where it come from. Let me show you where it come from. Now we get into the Messiah. Roll corn. Get into the Messiah, truth. So let me show y'all about Solomon Seal one more time. The rest of the Solomon Seal teaching. 12 signs of the zodiac going around the seal. The sun is the circle and the dot going around the sun, going through the zodiacs, which is Solomon's seal. Earth, water, fire, elements of nature. This is nature. When you see fire, water, earth, and all of that, that's nature, people. Soul on. Soul on represents solar deity and his son's circuit. Soul on. That ain't religious. It's our old language. Let's keep going. We ain't gotta do that. Y'all already know that, right? The zodiac's path, 12 points around the zodiac. 12, you see it? This is where all they come from. The Solomon, the master builder, astrology, right? Now, let's get to the back end. I gave y'all the Mecca Masonic symbol. Y'all got that. You got that. This is the Missouri Cave Temple. I just want to show y'all this too, right? Describes the cave, Monroe County, Missouri, and it is the limestone ridge as the waters of Salt River, which empties into the Mississippi. Casey Mason, you were talking about this one time too. This ridge is known as locally as the Narrows, right? Indian grounds, Indian arrowhead, flints, hammers, all of that come from this. I wanted to show y'all this too. Missouri Cave. It's there. Go look it up. It's in Salt River, Monroe County, Missouri. Let's get to this right here. Into this right here. Now this one is talking about the bronze hatchet having an eye and a heavy knob in the hammer portion. The hatchet had an eye, people. An eye. An all-seeing eye on the knob with a heavy knob portion, right? This is how people bronze dug up. Let's get here. Now it's time to get deep. Now it's time to get deep. Now, in Mexico, the pyramid of the moon and the sun, right? Now watch this. Now, it was a certain time when the alignment of the moon, the sun, and they say it's a planet, right? Planets aligning, right? Then from the San Juan River to the pyramid of sun. Let me show y'all something. So September the 7th, right? The moon is aligning. It says aligning with Jupiter and Saturn. In September, back in 7 BC, 700 BC. That's what they're trying to say. Let me blow this up. Now, the sun sits at 15 by 40 north, where the moon rose, and since the pyramid of the sun is representing the moon, is it possible that it is set at an angle to designate the relative position of the setting of the sun in relation to the position where the moon rose, right? So the sun and the moon pyramid in Mexico are aligned a certain type of way, right? Now, something happens during this time, right? Somewhere around this time, 700 BC, something happens, right? What happens, Truth? Let's keep looking. The moon does not produce light on its own, reflects the light of the sun. Therefore, the moon will honor the sun as its light source. The moon will honor the sun as its light source. Okay, we got that. Now, let's keep looking. Something happens because they build a whole temple, a new star. They knew about the moon, the sun, right? The moon, the sun, and the Saturn and Jupiter aligning, but something happens that had never happened before. This is what happened. Now the moon, the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction was at its zenith. The dog star Sirius rose on the eastern horizon at 16 by 40 south of east, approximately 1:12 a.m., September the 9th, 7 BC. 7 BC. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. It wasn't 700 BC. It was 7 BC. 7 BC. Now, I want y'all to understand what I'm trying to tell you because this shit kind of complicated, right? So, September 9th, Sirius rose. 7 BC. Let's go back. So, September the 8th is the moon alignment with Jupiter and Saturn. And so on September 8th, the full moon came into equilateral. Shit's so small, I'm sorry. Equilateral with Jupiter and Saturn. So September 8th, the moon lined up with Jupiter and Saturn. Then on September the 9th, Sirius rises. Same manner that the orientation of the east and west at the pyramid of the sun. So they built a temple to represent Sirius. There wasn't no temple there. It was just the moon and the sun and the other temples. They added the Sirius temple, a huge temple in Mexico, around 7 BC. Right? This is where it get deep. So September 8th, the moon and the sun and Jupiter aligned and Saturn. The next day, Sirius rises out of nowhere. Sirius just pops up out of nowhere. Right? Now, could that represent quasi-codal? Could that be a representation of quasi-codal? It could. Some type of savior, right? Some type of new birth of a savior. The sun, the pyramid of the sea, is represented by the moon, but they had never saw the dog star Sirius rise right after this other alignment, right? So now Sirius is born. The dog star, the Easter star, is born in 7 BC. Why is that important? 7 years later, the Christian story comes about, right? Because 7 BC is 7 years before AD. Now, this is crazy. But y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all. Could the new coming of Sirius be the Messiah? Is that where that story come from? Think about it now. Think about it. The new star. Now let's go look this up because I done some research on this, right? I done some research on this. Roll the coin. Let's go research this. Could our people be talking about that when Sirius rose into the alignment of our ancient alignments, and then you turn it over to a Messiah teaching, right? Now, the star in the east, the theory posits that the star of Bethlehem is actually Sirius. You see that? The brightest star in the night sky. Jesus was born under the stars of Bethlehem, right? Bet is Hebrew. We all know that. Alignment of Orion's belt, December 24th, 25th. Sirius aligned with the three stars of Orion's belt, which were historically known as the three kings or the wise men. Pointing to the sunrise, the three stars of Orion's belt and Sirius aligned to a point toward the location of the sunrise on the winter solstice, roughly December 25th, symbolizing the birth of the sun or son of God. Symbolic meaning. Magi, wise men, or not men, but three stars of Orion following Sirius. The east, the star in the east, to find the birth of the sun, the newborn king, Messiah, on December 25th. This alignment has consistently occurred around the winter solstice for the past 4,000 years. Now, let me see. Astronomical explanations of the Star of Bethlehem around the time of Jesus' birth, 5 to 2 BC. The comet in 5 BC. Chinese records 5 BC described a bright stationary star like a comet. But we ain't got to go that far. Let's go here. While the Sirius theory is rooted in symbolic stuff, other astronomers and researchers often offer alternatives, more direct, astronomical explanations for the Star of Bethlehem around the time of Jesus' birth, 2 to 5 BC. That's crazy. It's crazy. Now, roll the coin. What they gave us. Let's use what they. We know they got it from us. We just could never figure out where do they get these fictional characters from. Because that's the part that makes the information hard, right? Are we talking about a real man? Are we talking about a real occurrence? Because if you put a real man in this spot, it baffles your mind. You can't figure it out. Are they talking about Quetzalcoatl? Are they talking about, right? Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. On the Mississippi River, they had no idol like that. There wasn't no idols like that on the Mississippi River. I see the idols pop out when they get to Mexico. So now, some kind of way, after the Olmec going into the Aztec and Mayan, Aztec, and Inca era, a Messiah comes somewhere up in there. It wasn't no Messiah for the Olmecs. Wasn't no Messiah for the Mississippian mound builders. Wasn't no none of that. We had the Birdman. That was serious, but he was not a Messiah. The Messiah teaching starting to come around the pyramids of Mexico. So could them people have got that story? We use mythology, we use like a deity to represent Sirius, and then they took that deity that represented Sirius and turned them into Jesus. Later on, a little later, a couple of hundred years later, because they said these people done it in 7 BC. Then we see in 2 BC, right before Christ is born, they say the story comes out about the Star of Bethlehem, the Eastern Star. So I'm gonna do some more research on this and put it all together. But I got the meat of it. I got what I need to break to decipher it. I got exactly what I need. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. The theory heavily relies on the idea that Christian tradition adopted older pagan myths, where the winter soldiers marked the rebirth of the sun after it died, reached its lowest point for 3 days. We know that. Y'all already know about it. I already showed this receipt right here. But the 3 wise men and Orion and all that. The southern crux is the cross in the sky. Y'all already know this part, right? Southern crux is the cross rising. That's where you get the cross from, of the Christian. 3 wise men is Orion, Sirius, the star in the east, right? Then you get the sun of God, the son of God. But the real knowledge comes when that Sirius star comes into play in the astrology. The real beginning of this Messiah teaching comes when Sirius comes into the alignment with these other stars at some point in history. Then it pops out. And I'm thinking 7 BC. I'm thinking 7 BC. Y'all see where I'm going with that? But it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. So he's the son of nature, right? Sirius is the son of nature. He pops out of nowhere. It's the east. He comes up in the east. That's deep. That's deep. So that teaching went into other side of the world, and it became biblical. That teaching spread around the world, and it became biblical. It became biblical. It had to be. And now you got the Messiah. Because Sirius was the brightest star at the time. So when it popped out of nowhere, it gave people some type of Messiah type of, look in the sky. So that's what I'm getting out of there. But I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I ain't through. I'm just showing y'all what I be studying, but it's the truth. I can see it. It made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. Perfect sense. Roll the coin. So did the Messiah actually exist? I don't think so. Not in human. No. I don't think so. I just gotta tell you the truth. I hang my hat on the truth. I think that a certain time when that star came into existence, everything that star done became the Messiah story. The star and the sun done together became the story of God and Jesus. That's what I think. Give you an example. Let me give you an example of why I think what I think. 12 wise men. 12 wise men got to be the 12 zodiac, bro. The 12 wise men has to be the 12 zodiac. It's the only way it makes sense. The only way it makes sense. Um, Jesus' story, it has a lot to do with code. It's a lot of codes in the Bible, people. It's a lot of codes, right? A lot of code. Let me show you some codes. There's a lot of code cracking in there, bro. Now, Jesus interacted with one of his apostles named Thomas, who was called Didymus. Didymus, the Gospel of John. That's the Greek word for twin, people, right? Didymus in the Gospel of John. Didymus is Didymus, is the twin. Thomas, the secret twin of G. Talking about he the twin. Now, when they talk about twins, we all know what they talking about, people. We all know what they talking about. Twins, what they talking about? Put it in the chat. Gemini. Gemini. Inky and Gilgamesh were together as Gemini. Same way the hero twins and the Popol Vuh, the Popol Vuh, um, went through Gemini. Now we know the Popol Vuh is one of the areas where they get these stories from the Epic of Gilgamesh in the Bible. See, that's what they don't teach you. Read the Popol Vuh, it's the same story. Now, that's the twin part. Now, Jesus, I can't remember this stuff because I studied it so long, but there's the Gemini part. Jesus interacts with the fishermen, specifically Simon, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, calling them the fishers of men. Fish. What zodiac is that? Pisces. You get it? It's Pisces. They got the water hole. Jesus goes to the water hole. Aquarius. It's a certain way you gotta see. I ain't went through it in a couple of years, but you see where I'm going with this right now. If you go in there and study it like that, you're gonna be able to see it. You're gonna be able to see that he's talking about the story of Jesus is the sun going around the zodiac. People are represented by zodiac signs. Now that goes back. Now that goes back to this. Now you go back to Solomon's seal. That's the ancestor were telling a story using some type of animal or something, a being or animal, a person for different, putting a story together that go along with this sun spinning around the zodiac. You get it now? And the Popol Vuh had a story. Then you see that book pop up in the Epic of Gilgamesh in Samaria. Now, it's the same story of the Egyptians. You start to understand it. So that story was passed around from a long time ago, but it didn't mean literally people. They were talking about the sun going through the process of the zodiacs. I think I gotta teach y'all the truth. Right? What I see is that's what happened. So I'm watching this, the most ancient story, Sirius intertwined in this story, popping up in the sky from nowhere. Now he's a messiah. Number seven, you got it. I feel it just like I feel like you feel it, bro. It's the truth. It's the closest to the truth I ever heard. I'm gonna keep it real. Closest to the truth I ever heard. I ain't saying I'm always right, but I ain't too far. Can't be too far. Love you, with you. That's my cash out. If you want to get any hoodies or any the donation on the land grab, that's my cash out. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Hope y'all learned something today. I'm not through. I'm not done. I'm not done with this teaching. Um, most of the time I just be scraping the surface. I just be scraping the surface of this stuff, and I ain't gotta go back and find the books and all this stuff to go with it. But as long as you get the foundation of the truth, you could break it then. So I'm gonna do some more research on that alignment when this series pop out around the time of the birth of Christ. And from what I see, I already see it really happen, but you got to find some more receipts to go with it. You got to find some more receipts to go with it. Um, and we all know, y'all know, this looks like Tanit, the Phoenician symbol. Stuff go together, and they teach you this stuff is evil, right? But this stuff is what your ancestors created. They created. Try to tell you this got something to do with Baal and all of that, and all of that. Try to lead you the wrong way, but this it right here. Now, to really get advanced in this stuff, you got to read the Popol Vuh, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and you got to get back into the Bible. Then you see the story developing of it's the same story. Look at the main characters as either Sirius or the sun. It's either Sirius or the sun, the main characters, right? They said the twins was Gilgamesh and Enkidu in the underworld, Gemini of the night. Um, these people literally made stories, and people thought they were real people. That's what they lost us at, right? The Bible is the story of our son. It's our son's story. That's exactly what it is. I hate to tell. I don't even want to talk about this because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. Because, like I say, I'm not here to judge nobody and their religion. That's not what I'm here for. So don't think I'm getting in nobody's religion. Don't think I'm trying to bash it. Don't never think I'm doing it. All I'm doing is showing where these things come from. Why there's still a small connection between that book and us. That's why. So people who bash something so hard, they don't understand it. You gotta step back and look at things a little different these days. If people are attacking something so hard, they're scared of it. They don't understand it. If you just throw something in the garbage and say it don't even exist, that's not an answer to nothing, right? That's a cop out to me, right? If somebody sent me something and asked me a question about history, and I just say, "Oh man, F that, man, F that," that ain't, man. Nah, that's a cop out. But you believe in everything else, but you don't believe in nothing that was written. If something is written, it's way more powerful. You know why? Because somebody who wrote it had already experienced what they was writing. Now anybody could say anything out of their mouth, right? But something written in ancient lettering is powerful every time, all the time. Something spoken in new age is not powerful. People were way more full of virtue in the old days than now. That's a fact. And you find the most ancient writings on animal skins. Like I just showed y'all in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, they wrote the most ancient languages on animal skins, alpaca, stuff like that, deer, bison, right? So if I see a old Hebrew writing, if you see some Hebrew writing on an animal skin, that's the truth. Ain't no way around it. I just showed y'all in Massachusetts they found the Hebrew on the animal skin in the mound. Pittsfield, Massachusetts. We don't even know where it's at. The Mormons might have it. Smithsonian might have it. We don't even know. We don't know what they say, but they said it got something to do with, they wrote the Exodus story and do some of Deuteronomy on that animal skin that they found in the mound. I just showed y'all that. If you missed the live, come back and watch this live on YouTube. But Solomon's seal, this is the master builder seal. You got to know the zodiac to be enlightened, people. You got to know astrology to be enlightened. So that's why Solomon used this seal. You got to know everything. You got to know what's going on with this. You can't be speculating thinking this something is not. If you don't know that, you're not a master builder. The royal cubit in the building style comes from this. This is what the Freemasons be doing, right? The Freemasons use this seal. Why did the Freemasons use this seal? Because they are trying to act like they are the knowledge. They're trying to act like they studying ancient melanated people's knowledge, hiding it from melanated people. They don't know nothing about it, acting like it's theirs. You get it? Yeah, they got the folk thinking it's satanic. Everything of nature, white white tea people use all our old symbols of nature as evil symbols. Facts. I told y'all they made Baal evil. Solomon seal evil. The mound builder culture evil. Nature culture evil. They call you a cult, right? Why do they call you a cult? Why did they call Dr. York a cult? Right? Because he was too heavy and he was heavy on his culture. Cult comes from culture. You get heavy into your nature's culture, they're gonna call you a cult. You can't do nothing. See, the problem is when you tap in, you must be 100% virtuous. When you tap in with your people, you got to be 100% virtuous. You can't be doing this and that and sneaking out there. You got to be the truth that you spoke, that you are. If you are not, you will fail. That's written. So I told y'all, if it's written, it's written. You can't come in there half-stepping, bro. You can't come in there kicking on these women in the bed and you're selling a pack over here and you're doing all this extracurriculars. You can't do all that. It's gonna happen to you, bro. Because you playing with them people who already think you a coat, and you playing with yourself, and you slipping because your ancestors told you this ain't even what you got. You ain't got to do all that. So it's karma, right? I hate to say it like that, and I ain't dissing Dr. York. I'm just saying, if you gonna do this, you got to do this all the way right. Ain't no. And I ain't saying that man deserve all that time in jail. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying no man deserve no time in jail. What I'm saying is when you put yourself on the podium as a leader of your people in a culture, you have to be closest to God and nature as you possibly can. You cannot be. You got to pre-think everything out. You got to already know what you're doing. You got to already know the laws of them people laws, our laws. You got to know everybody's laws. Who told you stepping on? Who watching you? What can they throw you away for? You can't do it. You just can't. You're gonna lose. So you gotta play the game like a chess master. You got to be righteous and play the game like a chess master. Right? Because hunter-gatherers are looking for the slip up. They sending the slip up. Matter of fact, if they can't find no slip up, they sending the slip up to you. Yeah. They couldn't find no slip up on Malcolm X, people. They started sending them at him. They sent them at Martin Luther King. They sent them. They sent them at the Black Panther dude. They sending them. They coming. They looking just like you. You gotta see the play. They sending them, bro. Either they sending them or they're gonna turn out somebody close to you. For the information. That's why everybody gotta be solid. And we gotta play the game. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, y'all. I got to say this. It's not about them. It's not about them, right? So we make everything about them. It's not about them. It's about us. See, people be trying to fit in to stay out of jail and stay away from them. But that's not why I would do it. When I get my land and do this, it's not about them. It's about me. I'm bigger than y'all anyway. Mentally, spiritually, I'm bigger than y'all. So I'm gonna do things the right way because I want to do it for my people, not to try to stay out from under y'all laws, right? Certain things we already know is not gonna fly anyway. So I'm just gonna do it right the first time and keep it right, right? One wife, one house, no illegal stuff going on. Everything got y'all little sorry ass paperwork y'all want for this artillery I got. Here go the paperwork for it, so y'all can get the hell on. See, I gotta play the game on both sides if these people still over the corporation. See what I'm saying? So y'all can't come run up on me with no, oh, he got all these illegal pums and he got. Nah, y'all ain't finna play with me like that. Only a dummy will let them people play with you like that. So now you become super mental. You play that game, but you play it so your people can win. Because ain't no way your people gonna win. The only way we can win in this game, we gotta overthrow them people. If we not finna overthrow them that day, we got to play that game. It's just that simple. So I want all my stuff around me A1. So you can't mess with my people while they are in on this lane. You can't mess with them, bro. We ain't doing nothing. Nothing going on. We farming, fishing, building houses, building communities, helping kids. We ain't got nothing going on. Everything I got in here, I already wrote up on y'all fake ass paperwork and land. I know how y'all operate in these counties, right? I know how y'all operate. All the cars up there got to be A1. Everything got to be A1. And can't be no slipping. Can't be none of that. Cause see, it's a time to be militant. And it's a time you ain't got time for this shit. Pull you over, where your license, insurance. See, you want to be a Moor. Oh, I ain't got no tag. Oh, here you go. Until the government crumbles, you gonna need a tag, hunter-gatherer. Long as the White House lights cut on this morning, you gonna need it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. If the White House lights came on, you gonna need a tag and some insurance. Stop playing with these people, bro. If you ain't gonna go in there and straighten the whole thing up and shut the lights off in that motherfucker, if you ain't gonna shut the lights off in the White House, stop playing. Y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? When I say shut the lights off in the White House, y'all know what I'm talking about. Ain't no in between. So until the lights don't come on in there, you got to play that game. You got to maneuver in the matrix. The lights don't come on, the matrix falls. So I'm gonna play on either one side. I'm on this side or this side. Now when I get on this side, I'm on this side. But if I'm legitimately helping my people on the land, and we still find our way out of the matrix without doing it at the time, I'm cool with that also. You got to be a level-headed person. You can't just be a damn fool. It's just what it is, bro. But the way I look at it, if I can get people in a spot to where the pressure is off their life and we are becoming self-sufficient on the land mass that we own, that frees the people up to do other things to make the lights go off in the White House. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. Come on, bro. Y'all feel me. I gotta speak like a Mississippian at this, a slick Mississippi nigga at this point. You get it. You get it? Y'all be safe out there, man. I love y'all. I'm in love with you, man. If you missed the first part of the live, subscribe to my YouTube. We know the truth now with the red logo. Want a hoodie, hop in the DM. And, if you want to donate, just hit me on We Know the Truth Now on Cash App, or hit me in the DM and holler at me, man. I'm trying to answer all the DMs, so just holler at me in the DM. I love you. Y'all be safe out there, man. We know the truth now. But we
Okay, I want to say something about Richie. Richie. Richie.
Yo,
Richie.
Yo.
Richie. No. Richie is like, he's like Pookie / gentleman. Richie like to cook. he enjoys cooking. I peeked in on you yesterday when you was cooking. I don't know if he was cooking like you had pasta with garlic bread.
Yep.
He was making a plate for him and his woman. She wasn't in the camera, but when he was preparing the food, he cleans up after himself. He don't make messes. Like he cleaned like up after himself after he cooked. He put all the seasons and stuff back. He's wiping down counters and stuff. And I said, "Oh, look at him. He's cooking and playing music in his live." And he like, getting the drink together and stuff. He go make the both of their plates, and then he go take her drink and her plate to her. Like he go take it to her. You better stop fucking thirst trapping, motherfucker. You better stop. You better stop thirst trapping. You better stop thirst trapping. You better stop thirst trapping.
Hey, look. And that's another thing. Like even like stuff like that, right? When you talking about a man. Even last night, I had my daughter in the lab with me too. Women love those.
I didn't pop in there. I know the high chair was in the kitchen.
Yeah, she was in there.
Yeah.
They love. See, when you start attracting different type of women, when they start seeing things like that, then they go that first. Oh, you working, doing this, you got this going on. You start attracting different things.
Look at the tattoo dreaded man with the who's up here making meals, cooking and stuff. He up here putting on. Don't be thirst trapping, motherfucker. You stop doing that shit.
Oh, he married?
You stop doing that, Richie.
I ain't gotta be married.
You gonna get those women. You gonna have those. You got those
I'm
women.
I'm worrying
DMs,
about what you showing your kids.
Huh?
Show your kids how much you love her and marry her. How about that?
Don't worry about it. My child right now is 9 months. Don't worry about what we got.
Man.
And was your other kid there too?
You said what?